Good Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this last hump day of January. We also have your Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. And today, in an entertainment spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with author Katharyn Blair, discussing her literary journey and her new book, Unchosen. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In Mississippi news, the Mississippi State Department of Health has reported 1,452 new COVID-19 cases and 75 additional deaths. There have now been in Mississippi 266,598 COVID-19 cases and 5,852 coronavirus-related deaths in the state since March of 2020. In more COVID-19 news, vaccine appointments canceled amid confusion over supply. An increasing number of COVID-19 vaccination sites around the United States are canceling thousands of appointments because of vaccine shortages in a rollout so rife with confusion that even the new CDC director admitted she doesn't know exactly how many shots are in the pipeline. States waited to find out their latest weekly allocation of vaccines from the federal government on Tuesday amid complaints from governors and top health officials about inadequate supplies and the need for earlier and more reliable estimates of how much is on the way. President Joe Biden suggested on Monday that he hopes the country can soon ramp up to 1.5 million shots dispensed per day. His administration has also promised more openness and said it will hold news briefings 3 times a week about the outbreak that has now killed over 420,000 Americans. Amid the rising frustration, the Biden White House scheduled its first virus-related call with the nation's governors on Tuesday. The president planned to give an update on efforts to bolster the vaccine supply and put more shots into Americans' arms more quickly, said the press secretary. The setup inherited from the Trump administration has been marked by miscommunication and unexplained bottlenecks, with shortages reported in some places even as vaccine doses remain on the shelf. States were notified on Tuesdays of their allocations through a computer network called Tiberius and other channels, after which they can specify where they want doses shipped. Deliveries start the following Monday. A similar but separate process for ordering second doses, which must be given 3 to 4 weeks after the first, begins each week on Sunday night. In business news, the first female vice president swears in the first female Treasury Secretary. Janet Yellen was sworn in Tuesday as the nation's 78th Treasury Secretary and the first woman to hold the office. She was sworn in by Vice President Kamala Harris, the first woman elected to the position, at a ceremony performed outside on the East Wing entrance to the White House in view of the department Yellen will now lead. Yellen's husband, winner of the 2001 Nobel Prize in Economics, and their son Robert, also an economist, were present for the brief ceremony. Yellen became the third of President Joe Biden's cabinet nominees to win Senate approval on a vote of 84-15 late on Monday. In international news, Russia and U.S. exchanged documents to extend nuclear pact. Russia and the United States traded documents Tuesday to extend their last remaining nuclear arms control treaty days before it is due to expire, the Kremlin said on Tuesday. A Kremlin readout of a phone call between the U.S. President Joe Biden and the Russian President Vladimir Putin says the two leaders voiced satisfaction with the exchange of diplomatic notes about extending the New START treaty. In the nearest days, the parties will complete the necessary procedures that will ensure further functioning of this important international legal nuclear arms control tool, the Kremlin said in a statement. The pact's extension doesn't require congressional approval in the U.S., but Russian lawmakers must ratify the move. The top members of the Kremlin-controlled parliament said they would fast-track the issue and complete the necessary steps to extend the treaty this week. And finally, in entertainment news, Tom Brokaw says he's retiring from NBC after 55 years. Longtime NBC News anchor Tom Brokaw, once television news' most popular broadcaster, as he told viewers about the biggest events of that last 20th century, said Friday that he's retiring from television. Brokaw, who is 80, says he'll continue writing books and articles. He's the author of The Greatest Generation, about those who fought in World War II. In a final essay that appeared on MSNBC's Morning Joe, Brokaw hinted at his announcement by reflecting on a career that took him from breaking into local newscasts in Nebraska and announcing the death of President John F. Kennedy to coronavirus. For me, it's been an amazing journey. 57 years as a reporter. 55 of those years were at NBC News, starting as a reporter in Los Angeles in the 1960s, covering the White House during the Nixon administration, hosting the Today Show in the late 1970s, and more than 20 years as nightly news anchor. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Always trust your inner strength. When you find yourself feeling vulnerable about opening your heart or about trusting the motives of another, it will be helpful for you to explore these feelings in depth in your knowings. Consider whether you are coming from a fear of loss or lack of confidence. Take time to build up a strong sense of inner security and emotional stability, as this will help you to feel more confident. You can build up this sense of self through trusting yourself to take small risks when opportunities present themselves. Feelings of distrust or any negative feelings are often inspired by memories of painful past experiences. Through risking, you enhance your awareness of self, allowing you to feel dynamically whole. Now you can heal your painful past and become able to love yourself and share your love and all of your talents with the world. Today, nurture yourself by trusting your inner strength. And remember to enjoy the day.
As I mentioned, author Katharyn Blair is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight, right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Author Katharyn Blair joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her literary journey and her new book, Unchosen. Here's a bit of our conversation.
So I want to talk about this experience for you. I mean, you've been able to craft together this story that, and we're going to get into some of it, but has so many exciting layers. I think that really readers of all ages will be able to see themselves in. What has it been like for you to see the early response to the book, Katharyn?
It's always so nerve-wracking because when you finish a book, it takes a long time for it to go through the process of editing and then copy editing and the cover. And so by the time people actually have it in their hands and they're reviewing it for the very first time, it's been a good, several months before since I've actually read it or thought about it. So it's been amazing to see oh, okay, good. People are liking it, and I wasn't delusional when I wrote it, So it's been really heartening and wonderful to see so many readers connecting with it.
Well, there's a lot to connect to, and again, I'm going to do my very best, Katharyn, to talk around things so I don't spoil it, because we're going to let our audience know who haven't read it, how they can get it. What I love about this book, and I should say two things. One is you kind of allow us to get up close and personal with the main character of the book, Charlotte, and then two, the book is written as if we are experiencing the world as she is or was. First of all, what was that experience like for you to slip into Charlotte's skin and to deal with her complexities, but also her insecurities that she had to deal with?
Well, it was rather easy to deal with the insecurities. I think we've all kind of felt that we're a situation where we're not the picked one. We're not the one that has the magic, it factor. So that was actually very easy to feel, because I think everyone has felt that. Even the people who have the it factor, I think a lot of, at times feel.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News, but we'll have you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.